I'm gonna play some new songs and some songs that I just love that I've written here in the last couple years. This is one of those. I wrote it with my dad, David Banning, and a buddy of ours. If y'all listen or follow Texas country music, Jake Worthington. We wrote this together one night out in East Texas at our buddy Drew Fish's songwriter retreat. It's called Tacos for Two. We weren't planning to have a late night, just hit the canteen and grab a quick bite. My sweet senorita started talking Cancun, whispered in my ear, what could I do? We ordered fishbowl margaritas and a 5-night vacation with an ocean front view. Spent our money on Expedia, and we got tacos for two. I don't think we've ever been this in love. Boys, I won't lie, we're talking babies and stuff. We loved every minute on that Mexican beach. When our time ran out, we just couldn't leave. We ordered fishbowl margaritas and a 5-night vacation with an ocean front view. Spent our money on Expedia, and we got tacos for two. We scraped up some pesos, about a hole in the wall. Don't look like much, but we got it all. Because of fishbowl margaritas and a 5-night vacation with an ocean front view. Spent our money on Expedia, and we got tacos for two. We ordered fishbowl margaritas and a 5-night vacation with an ocean front view. Spent our money on Expedia, and we got tacos for two. Thank you. Yeah. We spent a couple nights out in East Texas. About, I guess it was the last songwriters retreat they did before quarantine last year, so it was probably like fall or something of 2019 maybe. But a bunch of us were all out at Drew's family's place, and I wrote this one too, and so I'll play a couple other songs I wrote there. Wrote this with a guy named Don Rollins. He was one of the songwriters on 5 O'Clock Somewhere, Alan Jackson, Jimmy Buffett. We wrote this song called Paradise, Texas. I actually don't have it. I don't know if I'm going to call it Paradise, Texas, or if I'm going to call it Palm Trees and Pink Flamingos. That was the original title, but we'll see. Laid back, living for the sunset. Her heart's on tropical time. She's happy in the middle of Texas, and I'm just happy to be by her side. She likes palm trees and pink flamingos, sweet sangria wine. It don't matter where she goes, it's always summertime. Someday I'm gonna take her where the white sand meets the sea. But till then we're stuck in Paradise, Texas, and that's alright with me. That's alright. Oh, baby, that's alright. Working, saving every dollar, 'cause loving won't get us there. Dreaming never hurt nobody. Everybody's dreaming about going somewhere. She likes palm trees and pink flamingos, sweet sangria wine. It don't matter where she goes, it's always summertime. Someday I'm gonna take her where the white sand meets the sea. But till then we're stuck in Paradise, Texas, and that's alright with me. That's alright. Oh, baby, that's alright. That's alright. Oh, baby, that's alright. She likes palm trees and pink flamingos, sweet sangria wine. It don't matter where she goes, it's always summertime. Someday I'm gonna take her where the white sand meets the sea. But till then we're stuck in Paradise, Texas, and that's alright with me. She likes palm trees and pink flamingos, sweet sangria wine. It don't matter where she goes, it's always summertime. So over quarantine, I ended up getting a ride with my buddy William Lee Martin and my dad David Banning. My dad called me one day and he said, "Hey, I got this idea for a song." My buddy Bill Martin has a organization it's a nonprofit called CowboysWhoCare.org. And what Cowboys Who Care does is they've teamed up with Resistol, and they give cowboy hats to kids with cancer in the hospital, which I thought was really cool because growing up, my little brother was in the hospital a lot. He had a white blood cell deficiency called autoimmune neutropenia, and he loved wearing his Batman cape. And I always had a cowboy hat growing up and cowboy boots, and there's just something about putting on a cowboy hat for me that makes me feel like a superhero, and that my brother felt like a superhero when he had on his cape. But Cowboys Who Care, they go in and they donate Resistol, and then together donate those cowboy hats to kids with cancer, and they also give them to their siblings as well, which is really neat because the siblings are there seeing their brother or their sister in the hospital all the time, and it's just something nice that kind of allows them to experience something together, I thought. And I just think it's a really cool organization. And my dad said, they've got a slogan called "Every Kid Wants to Be a Cowboy," and I know I wanted to be a cowboy growing up. So this idea just kind of hit home for me, and it's all born out of that idea from my dad, and then Bill's nonprofit and his slogan. So I just was lucky to be a part of it. But Bill called me the other day and said he had talked about it for a while, but just for sure the other day he called me, and this will be their song they'll release for their nonprofit. It'll be their theme song for their campaigns and all that, but it's called "Every Kid Wants to Be a Cowboy." I wore that hat proud on my head, rode my imagination into the west, chasing outlaws all day and all night. Yeah, just like John Wayne, I was up for the fight. Cowboy's just a kid living out the childhood dreams, blazing their own trail in a pair of boots and jeans. Hey, there's no disputing that. Must be something about the hat, 'cause every kid wants to be a cowboy. The Lone Ranger had Tom riding by his side. Every cowboy needs a partner, and I had mine. She could ride and rope, just as good as you. Yeah, my baby sister, she's a cowboy too. Cowboy's just a kid living out the childhood dreams, blazing their own trail in a pair of boots and jeans. Hey, there's no disputing that, must be something about the hat, 'cause every kid wants to be a cowboy. Cowboy's just a kid living out the childhood dreams, blazing their own trail in a pair of boots and jeans. Hey, there's no disputing that, must be something about the hat, 'cause every kid wants to be a cowboy. Every kid wants to be a cowboy. Every kid wants to be a cowboy. I had a few more cowboy songs. I decided I'll play some cowboy songs right now. Actually, I wrote this also with my dad and our buddy William Lee. He's got an uncle. William has a uncle named Leon, who he says taught him how to be a cowboy, and it's cool because I inherited my granddad's boots. Almost all the boots that I have or that I wear came from my granddad, and so his name was Leon too. So this is for Bill's Uncle Will, or Uncle Leon, and my granddad Leon. If you ride long enough, boy, you're bound to fall. Pick yourself back up and dust yourself off like you ain't scared at all. Let go of your pride, we'll throw you every time. Oh, but most of all, when you get back on, enjoy the ride. I always wanted to be a cowboy. Uncle Leon taught me how, boy, to saddle up and chase your wildest dreams. Oh, but I didn't know at 8 years old how an old man's words would shape my soul. But when times get tough, they come back to me. If you ride long enough, boy, you're bound to fall. Pick yourself back up and dust yourself off like you ain't scared at all. Let go of your pride, we'll throw you every time. Oh, but most of all, when you get back on, enjoy the ride. You ride long enough, boy, you're bound to fall. Pick yourself back up and dust yourself off like you ain't scared at all. Let go of your pride, throw you every time. Oh, but most of all, when you get back on, enjoy the ride. Oh, but most of all, when you get back on, enjoy the ride. Thank you. Let's see. Try to figure out what. Oh, you know what I was gonna play next. Let me do this real quick. So I've got a. I can play it up here actually. Got a buddy that I used to ride with a lot in Nashville before I moved back to Texas, Jamison Rogers, who I think he had his first #1 here recently on the country charts with a song called "Some Girls," and he's got a new duet out there, kind of a duet, I guess, a collaboration, I would say more, but called "Cold Beer Calling My Name." He did with Luke Combs, but back when I was living in Nashville, we were both going through a program at the same time called ASCAP, and I was going through a breakup, and we wrote a couple breakup songs together, but this is one of the more positive ones we ended up writing, that I just love this song, and I know all the guys in that room that we wrote it with a guy named Andy Timmons, and I know all three of us just loved this song, and I'm about to be married, and I was just thinking about this song this week, and I couldn't quit singing it, so I figured I'd play it on here today. Dedicate it to my fiance, Kayla. Got enough rocks in my head to be hard-headed. This heart on my sleeve has scars my shirt can't cover up. My pride gets the best of me and I regret it. Too many times I don't know when to keep my big mouth shut. Sometimes the heart of a man just needs a touch of a woman, someone to take his hand when he don't deserve it. Sometimes the heart of a man just needs the love of a woman, someone who understands when the whole world doesn't. To get to the heart of a man, it takes a woman. My story might not look too good on paper. It seems like everyone with her already wrote me off. I'm not the man I want to be by any measure, and it's a mystery to me how she loves me through my faults. Sometimes the heart of a man just needs the love of a woman, someone who understands when the whole world doesn't. Sometimes the heart of a man just needs a touch of a woman, someone to take his hand when he don't deserve it. To get to the heart of a man, it takes a woman. On the road to salvation, she's a refuge from the run. She's the answer to my prayer. No, I don't deserve her loving. She just keeps on loving. Sometimes the heart of a man just needs the love of a woman, someone who understands when the whole world doesn't. Sometimes the heart of a man just needs a touch of a woman, someone to take his hand when he don't deserve it. To get to the heart of a man, to get to the heart of a man, to get to the heart of a man, it takes a woman. Yeah, it takes a woman. That's called Heart of Man. I'll probably, I just started playing around with that recording, and so I'll probably end up putting that out sometime in the new year, just because it seems appropriate at the moment. Oh, I got some stuff popping up on here. I'll go ahead then. If I played that one, I'll play this one. Same songwriters, we wrote this one around the same time, and I actually have this one up on my Spotify or anywhere music streaming you can find this. It's called Savannah. I think I played this on here before, I'm sure. farm in a paper cup, riding shotgun. She couldn't wait for Georgia. Tapping her toes on my windshield, she couldn't sit still. She'd never been to Georgia. And it seemed like everywhere that we'd go, Domino was playing on the radio. She couldn't help but smile and sing along. Now every time I hear that song, I think about Savannah. I wish time would stop right there. I think about Savannah. Must have been something in the air. I think about sipping me Spanish Moss River Street girl lost dang if it wasn't my fault. I think about Savannah. Oh yeah. Hole in the wall, she had to try key lime pie. It tastes better in Georgia. We were talking about babies and dreams, diamond rings. Yeah, we were better in Georgia. We got caught in the rain out late one night. Knew what she was thinking from the look in her eye. Slipped off her shoes and we took off running. Man, that girl was something. I think about Savannah. Wish time would stop right there. I think about Savannah. Must have been something in the air. I think about sipping meat, Spanish Moss River Street girl lost dang if it wasn't my fault. Think about Savannah. Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot of good to look back on. I don't know where we went wrong, but it wasn't in that tourist town. So I like to think about Savannah. Oh, I think about Savannah. Wish time would stop right there. Think about Savannah. Must have been something in the air. I think about sipping meat, Spanish Moss River Street girl lost dang if it wasn't my fault. Think about Savannah. Oh yeah. Oh, I think about her. I think about her now. I think about Savannah.
Hey, Bradley.
Yes, sir.
That is really a good song. How's that doing for you?
Oh, I mean, I didn't really push it or release it. I just put it out there on Spotify and hadn't done anything for me yet, really, but I do love that song.
I bet it will.
I appreciate that.
That's a great song. Go ahead. You got 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll tell a story and play this next song then. So a buddy of mine, Patrick Kelly, Patrick grew up in the same area as me over here in Colleyville, and we both went to Grapevine High School. He's about 13 years younger than me though, and so he's 20 years old, and he really wanted to write a song, and I don't know, I'm not sure if he's done some songwriting on his own before or not, but he's just a good guy, and he came out and saw me at Good Shepherd, where I go to church in Colleyville, and I was playing like a family festival about a little over a year ago, and as soon as quarantine kind of ended, he started coming out to shows to see me. He's like, "Hey, I've got this idea." A friend of a friend of mine from growing up, he was a baseball player at Colleyville Heritage High School, and he passed away, I believe, from cancer. Not too long after he graduated, or shortly before. And he was a good baseball player, and he was going to go on scholarship in somewhere in Texas. And so he was like, "I've got this idea, Baseball in Heaven. Could we write it?" I said, "Yeah, I think we should ask my dad to write it with us, because it sounds like a title that he'd know what to do with." And sure enough, we were right. We so me, my dad, and Patrick got together over Zoom or FaceTime actually, and wrote this song a couple weeks ago called "Baseball in Heaven." So I'm gonna try it for the first time here. This is for Patrick. Patrick Kelly's his name. It's his first song that we've written together, and I think his first full song he's written. But I'm looking forward to writing more with him. Player of the year, playing second base. Got a full ride to College Station after taking his team to state. But he got some news that summer, took the ball out of his hands. He said, I want to play next season, but if the Lord has different plans. No, there's baseball in heaven, and grandstands in the clouds. It's for every spring on a field of dreams, and there's always a hometown crowd. When the good Lord calls the number, it's almost time to go. No, there's baseball in heaven, and I'm headed home. There's a bittersweet emotion hanging in the air tonight. It's number 21's remembered underneath the ballpark lights. Why do some of us go early and some of us grow old? So many questions we can't answer, many stories left untold. No, there's baseball in heaven, and grandstands in the clouds. It's for every spring on a field of dreams, and there's always a hometown crowd. When the good Lord calls the number, it's almost time to go. No, there's baseball in heaven, and I'm headed home. I can see him at the plate, pouring to the wall, taking his first up bat up there. I know he'll touch them all. And I know there's baseball in heaven, and grandstands in the clouds. It's for every spring on a field of dreams, and there's always a hometown crowd. When the good Lord calls the number, it's almost time to go. No, there's baseball in heaven, and I'm headed home. No, there's baseball in heaven, and I'm headed home. It's a new song, Baseball in Heaven.
I like that.
Thank you.
That's great pictures. Yeah, great picture. Good song.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming and playing for us again, Bradley. It's always a real treat, you know.
Absolutely. I'd love to play more on here.